Welcome to the podcast, everyone. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Myra.
Good to see
How are
you.
you doing? It's good to see you too. It feels like another long break. Things are moving so fast. I can't believe that next week is Halloween. I'm just like,
I saw something that said 9 more Fridays before Christmas. I'm like, oh my gosh, no. Yeah, I hate that reminder.
me too.
uh, yeah. But I'm so glad that fall is here. This is like my favorite season. I
It's
love
been
it.
really, really beautiful here. And what part of what I really like about the fall in Connecticut is the wind. It's it's
Mm,
beautiful. It's of course it's taking all of the leaves off of the trees, but just it's crisp and it's breezy and it's sparkly sunny and it's just
that's the
I
best.
love it. I love it.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Everybody here in Connecticut, it's a big deal to like put out decorations. So there's s- tons of decorations up for Halloween and it's so much fun. It's so much fun to drive by and see
It is. It
what people have
is.
created. Really cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you just finished a remote viewing class, correct?
I did. I had a class full of my beloved friends and cohorts. They were here for the weekend, and it was astral travel and remote viewing. And Metatron taught the classes. Yeah,
Wow.
it was pretty cool. Yeah, everybody was really excited.
Oh,
Some
good.
really great tools. So
Yes.
yeah.
And it's I maybe some of us have had, astral travel memories where it's like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, this is happening. I know that's happened to me, but every time I try to make it happen, it doesn't. It just doesn't. Can't will it to happen. So yeah, I was
Well,
so interested to learn that.
and we astral travel every night when we sleep.
Yes.
So, it's it's just learning how to let go of the beta mind, the constantly active mind and, connecting with our, astral body and Metatron makes it pretty easy. He has these steps that he wants it to be as easy as possible. So everybody felt successful and had a great time and saw great things. So it
I
was
love
fun.
You're going to do it again?
Yes, I am going to do it again. Actually, I have a weekend intensive called Threads of Sight, and that is in November. And I'm going to be teaching the same thing online that I did when they were here. So I forgot to tell you about that class.
Yeah.
It is a 2.5 day class in November, and it is the evening of the 14th, and then uh, during the day on Saturday the 15th and Sunday the 16th. So it's all on the website if anybody's interested.
So, but do you suggest that people take the remote viewing in person? Is it more effective?
I think that when you're in a room with Metatron,
Hmm.
it's easier. He does a really good job over Zoom.
Yes.
What It's a whole different experience when you're in a room with him.
Oh, I felt that.
Yeah,
I
you've
have
been there,
felt
right?
that.
Yeah, and so it's that place of you still get a you still learn how to do it when we're doing it online, but in person it is more visceral, I think.
Hmm.
It's more of a feeling experience. So, yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, I have a personal question for you,
Yeah.
something I just noticed. So, I know that we've talked about crystal skulls, and I see your crystal skulls behind you. But
Several, yes.
I see them. But what I notice is how they're all facing. Is there a reason they're all facing? the wall or that direction?
Well,
What?
today it's because the lady who dusted the shelf turned them that way and I didn't notice.
There's me just trying to, it's like, what's the reason?
Normally and quite often I move the skulls around and have different configurations and all kind of stuff. But today it's just random.
It is just random. They're all facing the wall. I'm like, there's got to be a reason. It's the cleaning lady reason. Okay. Oh my gosh.
I have a brave cleaning lady because she comes in here and she'll just dust them and move them and talk to them and she's great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Well, I'm ready for Metatron. Let's bring him in.
Okay. Speaking of brave. All right. I'll bring the big guy in. He's been nudging me all morning, so I'm excited to see
Okay.
what you guys are up to today. All right, good day to you.
Hey, Metatron.
Happy fall.
Yes, thank you. It's been lovely here.
Have you been well?
I have been. Yeah.
Good.
Do you see me well?
You know, that is a funny thing when we ask someone if they're well, they're thinking that we're seeing something that they're not. No, we were just inquiring.
Thank
And
you.
and the reason that we're inquiring is that the energies have been really interesting over the last month. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I'm
Yeah.
really trying my very best to keep myself just very distracted. Just with my granddaughter and my dog and nature and
Mhm.
all the good things, all the good things. So,
Yeah.
mhm.
So is that truly a distraction?
Well, yes and no. I mean,
Mm.
my social media algorithm kind of knows what I like to watch,
Mhm.
and I tend to get my news um,
Mm.
on my phone, right? Because I don't have television, tradition. I don't watch the news. I
Yeah.
haven't for years and years. But yeah, it's just how I want to spend my time.
Yes,
Just how I
indeed.
prefer to spend my
Yes.
time. That's
It
it.
is it is your sacred choices, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good thing. Good
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
Your
And
beautiful
actually, oh, sorry. What
you
were
just said your beautiful granddaughter will benefit from that as well.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, when you think about the children, they have no clue. They're just so in the moment. And that's
Mm.
where I want to be, just in the moment with them, very present. So, yeah.
Yes, indeed. Beautiful. All right.
Yes. So, one of my latest mini obsessions is crystal gridding. I just took
Mhm.
this online course on
Good.
crystal gridding, and I'm really having fun. I had to go out and, well, actually, when when I went on the retreat with Wendy
Mhm.
to where did we go? Okay, it was
Wyoming.
that Wyoming, yes, at the Tetons.
Yes.
And we were gifted a lot of crystals
Yes.
during this exercise that we did, and I've had them all, but I didn't realize how perfect they were for gridding. And I know we did gridding
Mhm.
during that retreat, and I never did it again. But this course, gosh, I even learned how to create my own sigil,
Yeah.
right, to help
Yes.
to manifest. So it's just my little hobby, and I have the most beautiful grid
Mm.
sitting by a window
Indeed.
to manifest. So I'd love to talk to
Indeed.
you a little bit about
Yeah.
gridding and how it
Yeah.
helps and works.
Yeah. So there's so many ways to create grids, right? Um, you can you can use a piece of paper and draw a grid on it and place the crystals at at the points. You can get glass plates and you can create grids for each of your chakras, or to put anywhere in the house to shift the energy. Gridding is an ancient art,
Mhm.
right? There are those that have used things other than crystals, right? They've used rocks and sticks and many different things to create grids. And what is a grid? It is a focused energy source,
Right.
right?
Okay.
So you can create grids and um, charge your water,
Mhm.
charge your food, you know, heal heal your animals, sleep better with one under the bed. There is no limit to what you can use the grids for.
Yeah.
There are grids that will ground depending on the crystals that you use.
Mhm.
There are those that will mm, elevate, right? And so it can be done very intuitively, or it can be done like you experienced in a class and that was done very intentionally. Yes. Yeah. Always bless your grids,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
So I'm sitting every morning. That's my little routine. I have it on this little short table, and I sit in front of my window, and I just spend time with it and pray and continue to hold the energy of my intention for it.
Yeah.
And I love my little routine in the morning. I think it's very special.
Yeah. You know what? What a great day. What a great way to start your day in that sacred ritual space.
Yes.
And your cup of tea and your cup of coffee can be part of that
Sure.
ritual, right? But taking some time for alignment as you begin your day, it makes the whole day move more intentionally, right?
I love
So,
that. Thank you.
yes.
That's
Yes.
actually one of the questions that someone had is besides my crystal grids, they're asking what is one morning and daily practice that I can start that will change my day.
Yeah. Well, it's taking time, whether it's before or after you feed your animals, or get your loved ones out of the house.
Mhm.
But the one ritual that you can do is to sit still for a moment. Connect with yourself. Imagine that you're connecting with your guidance as well. And ask to be show me what's important for me to know today. You can get information from things as simple as be careful to leave a little early because there's going to be traffic, to more in-depth information that will really move your day in a way that it wouldn't move if you hadn't have taken that moment to ask, right? Asking. It's a funny thing. We've been speaking of people, two people recently about asking and assuming. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. And there are some areas in your life that we would like you to begin to assume. Right? Assume that your guidance is always with you.
Yes.
Assume that the messages that you're getting are from source or spirit. Begin to assume that you have all of your psychic awarenesses. Things like that we want you to assume. Mhm. Do not assume that you know what it's going to look like in front of you, right?
Mhm.
That's where asking comes in. Please show me what I need to do today. And when you get that information, assume that that's going to make your day better. Assume that it's in alignment, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many people don't trust themselves?
Right.
And because they can't trust themselves, they don't trust the messages that they receive.
And assuming is creative.
Yeah.
Assuming is,
Yeah.
I don't know, it puts you in this just a higher frequency. You're
Yeah.
assuming it really does generate. It generates.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It generates a lot of things. It generates trust in what you're receiving and trust in your own intuition, right? There are so many when we are teaching how to channel. The greatest challenge is knowing or being able to discern their own inner voice and the voice of spirit. And that's where assuming also comes in quite handy when you're asking questions and you're getting something, even if it sounds like it's in your voice.
Mm.
Assume that it is from spirit.
Yes. But
Yeah.
assuming can also be negative. We can assume negative things as well. You can assume that you're going to lose your job. You can have that assumption, I'm going to lose my job. They're
Mhm,
doing
mhm,
layoffs. So it
mhm.
could go the other way too.
Right. Yeah. So asking an assumption, then
Mm.
what's the center point?
Yes.
What do you think? What's that center point between asking and assuming?
Yeah.
Neutrality, the
Neutrality.
neutral point,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, yeah, always.
I love
Yeah,
that. Great
yeah.
perspective. Mm.
Yes, yes, indeed. So, don't assume that somebody's going to, do something for you, but you can assume that spirit is there and you can assume you can trust yourself and all of those beautiful things,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you, Metatron.
indeed.
Mhm. So there's a saying here about energy vampires. Can you describe what is an energy vampire and how do we
Mm,
protect ourselves from one?
okay. So, an energy vampire is an individual that that takes your energy. You might even be giving it willingly, but sometimes energy vampires, you've all uh, been in a room and somebody enters and it feels like they suck all the air out of the room. That feeling, right? That is the way sometimes you describe it. Well, an energy vampire is much like that. They walk into the room, their vibration is low, and they tend to, pull energy from others. you may also be willingly giving your energy to an energy vampire, someone that is constantly needy, someone that is constantly pulling on you for something that they need, something that they want, and you're giving that to them. So there's, different ways that energy vampires can impact you, right? And for empaths,
Mhm.
it is important to pay attention to where your energy is going, right? If your energy is going to someone who's constantly pulling at you, right? Then you're going to begin to feel depleted,
Right.
right? And that's what happens. Energy vampires deplete your energy, lower your frequency, right? Now the great thing is that most everyone these days knows how to raise their frequency. So if you notice that, oops, someone has siphoned energy or I have given it away, then you know how to reapproach and rebalance yourself, right? Boundaries are sometimes helpful with energy vampires, psychic vampires, but oftentimes not, because they don't always honor boundaries. So, you know taking care of yourself is important. How you feel, what you're sensing. It's okay to say no. It's okay to take care of you first so that you're not depleting your own energy. Right?
Okay.
I hope that's helpful,
Yes, it is. Thank you.
because in the world today, it seems like any place you go, you run into what you would term an energy vampire, right?
Yeah. And
And
what
we are
what makes them an energy? They're just lower frequent. They just have
lower frequency,
vibration.
right? Well, and they don't even know that they are doing it sometimes. But you've all been around someone who is a narcissist.
Hmm.
Narcissists are really great energy vampires, right?
Okay.
They will take your energy to the basement. But you can walk through Costco and come out the other side and feel depleted. And sometimes it's people's frames of mind, their emotions, right? And if there are a preponderance of those that are in lower vibrational frequency and you walk through without paying attention to you, right, and protecting you and keeping your vibration high, you will feel depleted when you leave the situation, right?
Mm.
It's not permanent unless you it's not permanent unless you live with somebody who's
Mhm.
doing this continuously.
Yeah.
And then it might warrant a conversation, right?
Mm.
Mm,
Okay.
right.
Hmm.
Do you feel do you feel that those that are depressed can be energy vampires?
Yes. Unfortunately, I think about my mom. My mom, um, yeah, she's just so in her own suffering, my
Yeah.
mother. She's
Yeah.
92 now, so it's so hard. And I call her every night to take her medication, and I have to like turn on this voice when she picks up. I'm like, hi. And I just elevate myself instantly. And
Right.
it seems to work because she tries to match it.
Right.
She tries. Um, and but boy, visiting her and being in her space is depleting. Luckily, she lives in one of the most beautiful beaches, Laguna Beach. And
Yes.
I will tell her, going for a walk, and I literally cross, 2 blocks, and I always go to the water. And oh, it's so helpful. Yes.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Water and salt also helpful to balance out those types of energies, right? And when you go to the beach, you've got both.
I love that. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, well, okay. So I've got here, here's a question. What kind of upgrades or activations are humans going through now? And
Mm.
what might be the symptoms of
Mm.
ascension?
Okay. So some of the symptoms can be exhaustion.
Mhm.
Some individuals are also feeling flu-like, achy bodies, a shift in their appetite, a shift in energy, right? And it always feels like you go downhill before you come back up again when you're doing this journey. So those are some of the symptoms. Disrupted sleep patterns are also part of it, and many are experiencing that right now. And so um, the shifts that are happening, and we've talked about how the physical body is in the process of shifting out of the carbon base into the crystalline base, right? And there is the shift into the sovereign self, the I am, that living presence each and every moment of each and every day. And what is happening for many is that a lot of their perceptions, paradigms, belief systems are falling away, which makes them feel vulnerable. So, in this process, right, there's a lot of feeling of vulnerability because some of the things that have been in place their whole life is falling away, and now there's something new moving forward.
Mm.
And so, we encourage everyone to understand that, if you will, continue to breathe, continue to ask Spirit to show you what you need to know, right? That you'll move through it. Between now and the beginning of the year, how many ever Fridays that is, Mayra,
Not many,
right?
not many Fridays.
There's 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 a big shift happening, and since your eight Lions Gate this year, there has the full moons and the um, eclipses. You've had a beautiful push towards your ascension, right? And right now, there's some planetary alignments that have not happened in your lifetime. Look to Pluto, right? Look to Pluto. But anytime those are happening, it's for your highest good, but it doesn't always feel like it, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So probably shortly after the first of the year, by February, March, you'll kind of be able to like look over your shoulder and see that you've made a leap, right?
Yes, interesting. So
Yeah.
Metatron, does everyone go through this ascension, whether they want to or not? Is that why
No one gets left behind,
one gets
right?
left behind?
And
Wow.
what part doesn't want to go through the ascension? That is the ego mind. The
Yes.
soul is, here we go, no matter what, right? That's the soul's journey. And it'll drag the ego mind along, kicking and screaming,
Wow.
But no soul is left behind, right? Everyone, everything, everywhere is in an ascension process, right? Not just here on your beautiful little planet, but everywhere.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
That's really interesting. All right.
Even source continues to expand.
Mm,
And expand is another way to talk about ascension, right?
yes. Or evolve. Yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
indeed.
All right. Thank you. That was very interesting.
Hmm.
All right. There's an email I'd like to read to you. Okay.
All
And
right.
and there will be a question in it for you. So here we
Okay.
go.
Mhm.
Um, Hi, Myra. Wanted to thank you for the amazing podcasts. I've learned so much since listening. It's completely changed my perception of the world around me. I say hello to as many trees as I can and call the one in front of my apartment Fiona.
Hmm.
I've called Metatron twice on my walks. He's quite funny in spirit, as he is on your podcast. Once I called and looked around and saw some leaves above in a tree waving with no wind. And when someone was coming behind me, they just stopped. And another time I was ready to give up when I randomly heard wind chimes in my neighborhood, which I'd never heard before. It's quite amazing the connection with the world we can all experience once we open our minds.
Yes.
Since listening to your conversations with Metatron, my perception on time has completely changed. There was an episode you were talking to your younger self, telling her she was going to be okay. And somewhere it clicked to me how we are all existing all at once, sending messages from future to past and vice versa.
Yes.
There have been moments since where I've really felt this for myself. I believe recently my husband and I jumped timelines when
Hmm.
he was assigned a new boss that we've been wanting him to get. In fact, I've noticed things that I know I've done that didn't happen, like sending an email, making an appointment, distinctively remembering I put something in a certain location, but it's not there. I feel like these may be other clues of switching timelines. My question for Metatron is, how do we know if we have switched timelines? Are there certain signs?
Yeah. And so understand that you're not only shifting the quote unquote timelines, but you're constantly moving dimensionally. You're not stuck in one dimension. So you're throughout your day, you will find yourself moving dimensionally. That is why you can put your keys down and not be able to find them, come back 10 minutes later and they're laying there, right? That's not a timeline shift, that's a dimensional shift. Okay?
What's the difference?
So timelines uh are malleable. You can stretch them, you can compress them. And they are usually like say you're going to take a trip, going on vacation.
Mhm.
Well, on vacation, you want that time to last as long as possible. So you tend to stretch the timeline so that the perception of how long you've been on vacation changes. When you compress a timeline, then things speed up. And that is what is happening right now, making it feel like things are going so quickly. There is a timeline that has compressed, compacted, right? And so you not only live different quote unquote times, but you also live different dimensions. And different dimensions work with timelines differently. So
My gosh.
it's like a big ball of yarn, right? So you're one timeline here, and if later in the day you move dimensionally, you're experiencing a different timeline within that dimension. So you tend to think of things linearly.
Right.
I'm going to ask you to begin to start thinking of things spirally.
Okay.
Because when you think of it spiraling as opposed to linear, right, then the understanding that it's all one movement, right? There is no separation of timeline and dimension. It is all woven together. Okay?
Wow.
Is this making any sense? Is this helpful at all?
Well, it is helpful. It's hard to picture, right?
Yes,
But
yes, we understand.
yeah, but then I mean, there's just some small little things that I notice, and it could be where I I know I let my dog out. I know I let him out, yet sometimes I'll walk in and it's like there he is on the couch. I'm like, did I let him? How did he get in? And
Right.
it's just so subtle,
Mhm.
little things like
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And so, you know, uh, right now, it's difficult to understand that there's no such thing as time, and yet there are timelines,
right. Yeah.
right? There's if you could think of timeline as bending, folding, stretching the fabric of the universe, that would be more accurate than thinking of it as time, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, right?
Mhm. Yes.
That whatever you're doing, you're expanding an experience or contracting an experience,
Mhm.
right?
Okay. I know it is so complicated. I need a
Yeah.
PowerPoint. I don't know if you know what that is. I need a PowerPoint demonstration of
Diagrams,
visual diagram.
yes indeed, yeah.
Need that.
And yeah, there's a study of cosmology, right? And how the universe works.
Yes.
And so there's all kinds of diagrams.
Yes. You need a PhD for that.
Right, right. So remember that understanding of like the quantum field. Remember quantum? Uh,
Yes.
So when you're moving through dimensions and you're working with the quote unquote timelines, it's all in the quantum field. All right. And anybody who wants to learn a little bit more about that, go and find someone that resonates with you that talks about it. Uh, one of the places you can find a lot about it is on Gaia TV, right? Greg Braden is a master at being able to explain the quantum field and how to work with it and all of the things, quantum entanglement, and you name it, right? There is a science to it. And yet, it is also beyond science. Right?
When you say yes, everything is available or exists in the quantum field, that kind of goes back to my gridding, what I'm trying to manifest. And I have seen things. Um, as I'm falling asleep, I'm shown future events, and I'm like, wait, don't go away, because I want more details, and then it goes away. But I think it's a little seed that it seems to plant. So this is what I'm currently doing with the crystal gridding, is to manifest it. It's like I know it's there.
Yes. And we have been speaking and teaching a lot recently about the I am presence.
Mm-hmm.
And when you begin to understand that nothing lives outside of the I am, everything is the I am, then your perceptions of manifestation begin to shift a little bit too, right? I am the crystal grid. I am $20 million, or I am generational wealth. I am I am a healer, whatever it is, right? That's one of the keys in manifestation, to please remember the I
Yeah.
am.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is that you want to manifest, become it. Be aligned in a way that you are that. And one of the ways to do it is that, very simply, I am whatever it is that you are choosing to manifest.
Mm-hmm.
It's helpful.
Yes.
We have people that are having some really cool experiences with it, right?
Oh, Metatron. Cool. Okay. Well, she also wants to ask, can bigger powers like government, media, elite control timelines?
Yeah. You want to know why? Because they have put in years and years and years of studying and scientific understanding. And so, yes, they are able to impact timelines. Yeah.
Sure, because they're programming us, or at least trying to. Mm-hmm.
Mm. So, what are they programming?
Well, I don't watch the news, but I know that they're programming things to keep you in fear.
Right. Well, God, I am. Nothing outside of the I am presence. So, if there's any programming happening, you're programming yourself,
Mm. Wow.
right?
Yeah.
You always have a choice of what you are aligning with. Doesn't matter what anybody else says or does, you can choose peace. You can choose I am as opposed to fear, right? There are those, yes, that it is their job to create fear on this planet because it's distracting and people are easily manipulated through fear, right? But you still have a choice to say, I choose not to live in fear. I am sovereign. I am peace. I am truth. So whoever has their fingers in the world trying to muck about, right, to create the arena of fear, you have a choice. Raise your light quotient. Choose to be neutral. It is not necessary to say yes to the manipulations.
Mm.
And we hear somebody saying, yeah, but what about this or what about that? And you still have choice not to say yes to someone else's agenda. You are sovereign.
Mm.
Right?
Thank you for
Those monkeying about, don't want you to be sovereign.
sure.
Because when you're sovereign, what they say, what they do just kind of like slides right off. You're in alignment with something that is higher than what they are trying to create. You walk as a soul upon this planet, right? The soul does not fear. The soul does not fear. It is only the ego mind that fears.
Mm. Beautiful.
And you have control over that.
Yes.
Or choice, however you choose to look at it.
Mhm.
Right? Yeah.
Thank you.
Indeed.
All right. So we're going to change the channel here.
All right. That got a little intense, yeah?
That was amazing. Amazing.
Mm.
All right. Here is a question from a listener. I always hear about weird things happening. I'm going to say this wrong in the Appalachian Mountains, especially
Appalachian. We believe
Appalachian
it's
Mountains,
Appalachian.
especially at night. They have a phrase that says, if you hear something at night, no, you didn't. I wonder if Metatron can tell us why that area is so mysterious.
Yes.
Skinwalkers and all of the things that people are actually seeing where you can't even look out your window. What's happening in that mountain range?
Well, it has always been like that in this area of your planet. And the Appalachians are kind of vast.
Mm.
And much like parts of the Grand Canyon, there's a lot of unknown areas in that particular mountain range. It is the home of many of the below earth dwellers, and because it is largely uninhabited, there's large uninhabited areas there, they feel free to come out and move about, right? There are portals, there are lots of galactic beings that are coming into those mountains and have created what we will call bastions, where they're watching, doing their work, things like that. There's a lot of activity in that area. It's a much larger area than like Sedona, right? And you know how weird it can get in Sedona,
Yeah.
right? So it is that also the people that are living there continue to, how do we say it, validate the energy, validate the stories. It's passed on from generation to generation to generation. So it's always an open story, right? Everybody knows the stories. And so what happens when everybody knows the stories? It creates a consciousness, right? A collective consciousness. So a lot of the individuals that live in that area are part of the collective consciousness of the story of all the things that have transpired and all the things that they live with, right? You might be living, 5 miles away from something that is not human, right? It's not as easy to do in the San Bernardino Mountains, right? It is, but in Appalachia, the vibrational frequency supports all of that,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so it draws to it those what the term weird things, because there's safety, right? And it's a place where, unlike Sedona and Mount Shasta, which is continually being monitored by outside influences, Appalachia doesn't have that experience so much,
Okay.
right? At least not yet,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah. So, yes, indeed, many different types of beings that live above and below the earth there, galactic beings as well that are coming and going. And that funny thing, if you hear something at night, no, you didn't, well, it's not all bad, right? It can be frightening if you're not familiar with it, right? It can be frightening if you're and we're going to use an interesting word here, resistant to those types of communications.
Mm.
Right? Because it's not all bad, right? They are here doing their own evolving. Right?
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
These so-called skinwalkers, can you speak a little bit about that race?
All right. So what you call a skinwalker, that's kind of a slang and a slur in a way,
Mm-hmm.
right? They are beings of, mm, let us call them plasma light, right? They're not solid as you are, right?
Okay.
And so they have the ability to take different shape and different form. So if they want to look and become a tree, they all they have to know is, what does it look like? What does it feel like? And they can become a tree. They can become a human. They can become an angelic being. It is, it is,
Wow.
yeah, they are not limited by the Earth's normal limitations, because they don't come from here, right?
Mm-hmm.
They come from other places.
Yes.
So they are sentient beings.
Mm-hmm.
And like all sentient cultures, there are some that have high vibrational frequency and some that do not, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, uh, there is a kind of an idea that they are, not welcome to be here. And there are those that would choose to destroy them,
Mhm.
right? And we would say that that is most unfortunate
Hmm.
because they bring something that is supporting
Interesting.
life here upon this planet, right?
What makes them curious about coming into our dimension with humans? What are they seeking?
Well, some of them are here to learn, like college.
Okay. Okay.
Others are here to gather scientific information that is beneficial to their plane of existence,
Hmm.
right? And we're not going to get into the all of the cosmic wars and things like that, but there are so many cultures that were uh, totally destroyed or partially destroyed. And so what happens is they go places and gather information and tools and technology and DNA to begin to restore their own culture, right?
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So for the most part, they're going to leave you alone.
Okay.
They might be a little scary, a little startling,
Yes.
particularly if you see them in pure form and not with, not being a tree, right? Or a
Okay.
cat or whatever they are, being in the moment, right? So, yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
there's deeper stories. And why are so many of them in the Appalachian Mountains? Because it's safe. There's mineral deposits there that are critical, crucial to what they need,
Mm.
right? Lots of stuff underground that they are, you know, taking so that they can support their world.
Okay.
And when we say world, it's not a world like Earth. More, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Mhm.
Wow. All right. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Everybody probably has seen a skinwalker.
You think?
Yeah. Yeah. Particularly in human form, right?
Yeah.
There's something about them that just makes you kind of go, there's something
A
just
little
not,
odd looking.
yeah, it's like, well, there stands a human, but it feels kind of off, right? There's just a little something.
Yeah.
It's the frequency, right? It's the frequency.
Okay. Are there any that are currently like living here where they kind of remain staying in our world rather than returning?
There are some that do stay, yes.
Okay.
Yes. What happens is, what we are hearing Melchizedek say is that they'll stay for a while and then kind of cycle out, right? Because this is a density, and for a plasma light being to be in this density is difficult.
Okay.
It's like you being at the bottom of the ocean,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
The body doesn't support that
Mhm.
for a long time, right?
Okay. Thank you.
Indeed.
All right. Well, we're nearing the end here, Metatron. So I'd love to see what personal message you have for the listeners.
Mm. All right. Pay attention to your bodies. Your physical bodies are in a in a process, just like your spiritual body is in a process right now. And so taking care of the physical vehicle is critical. What you will notice moving forward, if it's something that you've been ignoring and not taking care of, you're not, not loving some aspect, there's going to be difficulty in the new year, meaning that the energies are such that if you're, not paying attention to that lump that you have found, you're going to find that it is, you know,
Mm-hmm.
going to be exacerbated, right? So pay attention to your bodies. Don't let anything go, right? Listen, talk to your body. What do you need? What do you want? What do you prefer that we do? What do you prefer that we do not do? Right? Particularly pay attention to your lymphatic system. It is what is moving toxicity out of your body. And yet, a lot of your foods and your inactivities don't support the lymphatic system. So there's things that you can do like tapping, sometimes gentle rebounding, even taking a walk can be helpful for the lymphatic system. And bless your water, raise the vibration of the water as you're drinking it, taking it to the body. These are critical. These are critical. There's kind of like no wiggle room in this, right? Those that are not taking care of themselves are going to find themselves getting ill. And it will start out with a cold, then maybe a flu, and then maybe a COVID. But it's going to continue to become more intense until you really start living in harmony and alignment with the physical body. Right? So many on their spiritual journey want to transcend the body, right? And one day you will, but not today. This is an important part of your journey. And so we're not telling you to eat carrots, even though, for some of you, carrots are good, right? But really to take care and don't ignore anything that's going on in your physical body between now and March, right? Because the energies that are moving upon this planet will have the tendency to exacerbate things. Okay?
Okay. Thank you for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. We want you all well. We want you all, bright and shiny and happy and in alignment, right? We do not prefer to see you unwell or in pain. Uh, so pay attention, and we hope this message reaches just the right person to remind them that fear is getting in their way, right? That's what happens. Something's going on in the body, it's ignored because of fear, right? Or it's ignored because I don't have time to
Mm.
think about that. I'm too busy to worry about that. Well, that is no longer an option. So please move through your fear. Let go of that space that says, I don't have time for this, because time will be made in one way or another by the body, right? And care for yourselves. Okay.
Thank you.
Indeed. And this is meant to be a punitive message. This is meant to be a public service announcement.
I
All
love it.
right?
Yes, yes.
Indeed.
All right. Until next
Are
time.
you are you feeling complete?
Very, very complete. Thank you. This
Beautiful. It As always, it's our honor to be with you, beloved one, and all that join listening at one point in time or another. We will look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you. Next time. Bye, Metatron.
Indeed. Namaste.
Namaste. And there he goes. Welcome back.
Hi. I'm still wiggling my toes, getting back in the body. If you could see me, have my fuzzy slippers on, and there's a cat between my knees, and I'm wiggling my toes to get back in my body. It's a
They
picture.
can only see. I'm wearing sweatpants underneath this.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that was
Yeah.
wonderful. I really, really enjoyed today. You're going to love hearing it back.
Cool. I'm excited. Yay.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I want to remind everyone that Channeled Conversations with Metatron has its own podcast. So there are so many people that repeat, and they go back because I forget. I don't even remember what we talked about last time, and revisiting these, sometimes they don't align. The what we talk about doesn't align, but maybe 6 months later, it's like, oh my gosh, I needed to hear that. So to find it easy, it does have its own podcast where you can binge and binge the series.
Bitch Metatron.
Yes. And of course, if you want to actually see Wendy channel Metatron, you can always see that on the YouTube channels, mine as well as Metatron's Mystical Muse on YouTube. Check it out.
Yeah. And this coming Friday night, Mayra is Walk-In Circle.
Okay.
So if anybody is a walk-in, loves a walk-in, or is curious about walk-ins, you're welcome. It's all on the website, and we'll be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, and you can find the link. It's free, so you can find the link on the website.
Thank you, Wendy.
You're welcome, Mayra. Thank you. It's always fun.
It is. All right, everyone. Till next time. Bye.